We were like, maybe it'll be too weird and maybe it wouldn't work, but it felt fun. It felt like it worked, so we were like, okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi guys. Oh, sorry, it was just a rush. How are you? First of all, I love the movie. I think it's amazing. So congratulations. And you have made quite an impact in the industry. So we are going to talk about that. First question is for Maggie, because you mentioned before in other interviews that you made this movie thinking of yourself when you were younger, and Kpop was something particularly popular in Canada. But now the film is very popular, Kpop is very popular, and of course it made an impact in the industry. It has become some sort of a cultural moment, and it's not an underdog. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's very unexpected, it wasn't like, oh, let's make something that's going to be very groundbreaking. But I both Chris and I wanted to make a movie that we wanted to see, and we wanted to push ourselves as storytellers and directors and create something that, we wanted to see, but we knew didn't really exist. So, and anytime you're trying to do that, it's really challenging. And there were scary moments, a lot of them, making this, but we feel really grateful that the audience has just embraced it. And not only the audience, we've just been getting a lot of really amazing, messages from our peers, thanking us for making a movie like this and kind of giving them hope for new voices in animation and new types of stories.
Well, this question is for both of us. This movie is a success, and it also kind of relates to what Guillermo del Toro has done with Pinocchio or Flow, these kind of stories that are way away from the normative and new ways of telling stories. How do you think this movie will impact, because it has already done, of course, in new ways of telling stories through animation?
Yeah, I think we tried to do a lot of things different and try to make them all taste good when they're mixed together. I think it's definitely sort of shown a new kind of blueprint for the way that music could be integrated, with the truly pop aesthetic. I think, like Maggie said, sort of the way that these girls are represented, they're really awesome and cool, but they're also super weird and and they act stupid and all the ways that great characters should. So I think a lot of those things, it felt like for some reason no one had permission to do that stuff, and so we just tried it and we pulled it off, and I'm hoping that will create a sense of permission for the studios as well as the filmmakers themselves to make the movies they want to see, whatever that is, and audiences will reward you for that because it will be something new and it will be something really personal, and for what somehow, I don't know how, they can tell that it's personal. Yeah.
No, nothing to add. Just that's better said than what I would have said the same thing, but probably not as eloquently.
Okay, great. Well, the movie has something very particular for me that is really fast-paced. It introduces you into the world immediately, which I actually not used to, but I felt really good at that moment because I felt familiar with the characters. The character felt good, and I felt into the plot already in seconds. How did you manage to do this, that telling a good story with familiarity for the characters, but also keeping it at such good speed that also works for the new audiences that want to have everything fast?
Yeah. It was very challenging. It's when you're kind of thrown in there and we meet the girls, you had to like them right away, and they had to be charming, and you have to kind of set the tone for the entire movie basically in that kind of one sequence, and that one, the plane where we first meet them, and then the music video, the song, and them jumping out of the plane and landing on the concert. We're hitting so many different tones and have music. It's basically what the entire movie and what the concept is in just that one scene. So it was really challenging to craft, and and we kind of worked on that all the way up to the end. So that was just really hard. I think one of the and I just talked about this, Bong Joon-ho's The Host. That's a movie that we both really love, and we're both huge fans of Bong, and in that movie, it's like it's a monster movie, and usually you kind of draw out the monster. It's like you build up the suspense, and then you don't know what it is, and you kind of tease it out, and then you see it. But in that one, it's like it's a monster movie, and you get the monster like in the second scene. It's like running towards you, and there's something so fun about that, and that's kind of what we wanted with this movie too. Like you're promised a group of idols who are demon hunters, and that's what we wanted to show right away, and that's where we wanted to stay with them. So that was a huge inspiration for us, and so that's kind of what we try to do.
Well, it worked perfectly. The art style is quite unique because it's kind of cartoonish, but at the same time has these like particular realistic things related to the movement and the textures, and it gives a unique depth in animation that we have seen a lot of ways of doing animation nowadays. It has become something more crafted than used to be, like everything seemed to look the same, but not anymore. How was to arrive into this particular art style? Because I know the movie was in development for a lot of years, so I assume the art style was something that didn't come up instantly.
I guess it's kind of driven by the needs of the film itself. We knew we wanted authentic-looking Korean women, so we really wanted to find designers and designs for them that really landed some of that stuff. And some of it can be like cheekbones, and some of it can be perfectly round nostrils, like things that are like flattering and things that are funny. And I think the story itself, these girls needed to be amazing and glamorous and badass and stupid and in their pajama pants, and then going on illicit meetups with boys and having heartfelt moments. So it pulled from K-dramas and action, and I don't think we had it started out as this is the type of animation. It was more like the story needed to accomplish all these tones, and the characters needed to move between them. They needed to be able to be like chugging a kimbap in 1 second, and then looking all cool and badass fighting a demon 10 seconds later. And so the designs were really sort of informed by the needs of the story, and I think that makes it feel like, yes, it's new, but also you're not thinking about it, you're not distracted.
we just tried it. We were like, maybe it'll be too weird and maybe it wouldn't work, but it felt fun. It felt like it worked, so we were like, okay. And that was a lot of the movie. It was like you kind of don't know if it's gonna work till you actually do it and look at it, and it worked, and so we were just like, okay, well, let's just keep going. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.